The words in Genesis 20 verses 8 to 18 are about an incident that occurred when Abraham moved from Hebron to Gerar. He lied to King Abimelech about his wife Sarah, saying she was his sister, and sent her as a concubine. He gave up Sarah, who would have given birth to a son in a year. Abraham must have suffered from despair at the shattered dream of waiting for a son, and from disbelief at having broken the covenant. However, God changed Abraham's mistake into a blessing. He showed that he is God who turns misfortune into blessing. We learn 3 lessons from this text. First, Gentile come to fear God. When Abraham sent Sarah to the king and was distressed, God took action. He appeared to the king in a dream. He warned him to send Sarah back. He said that if he did not, he would die. The king trembled all night. And when morning came, he gathered his men and explained the events that had occurred that night. Verse 8 of the text explains that everyone was very afraid. The original Hebrew word means to respect in fear. To understand this, we need to understand the religious views of the ancient people at that time. In ancient society, they believed that there were gods that ruled each region. King Abimelech believed that the god that ruled Gerar was protecting him and his people. However, last night he experienced how powerless the God he served was. He realized that the God Abraham served was the Almighty God. Abraham's mistake became an opportunity for the Gentiles to know that God is the only true God. He made the king and the Gentiles around him fear God. Second, changes to a life where you are treated well. Then King Abimelech asked Abraham why he had lied. Abraham made excuses, but the king did not reprimand him. He took an unexpected measure. He gave him gifts such as sheep, cattle, and land, and even sent Sarah back. Why would he do that? The king saw God with Abraham. He wanted to have a good relationship with Abraham and be blessed as well. Are there any of you who are suffering in the swamp? Do you feel abandoned by the world? However, there is hope. When caught in God's hands, mistakes and sins will change and become materials for blessing. Romans 8 verse 28 says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who are the called according to his purpose." Third, it will change into a relationship of harmony. The king's favor does not stop here. In verse 16 of the text, King Abimelech gives Abraham a huge sum of 1,000 pieces of silver. It has the nature of a ransom to compensate Abraham. Rather, Abraham is the one who should be paying the ransom. However, when God's hand touches him, the king gives the ransom and asks for reconciliation. The relationship of enemies changes into a relationship of harmony. What kind of life do you dream of as you watch this video? Do you dream of a life of reversal? Do you want a life where circumstances change and misfortune turns into blessing? If so, put yourself in God's hands. Joel 3 verse 32 says, "Everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved."